How's it going, everybody? This is Rob from Novakast back with another video. And with this one, I actually want to do a quick review of Animal Crossing New Horizons. Now, first off, I want to bring up is the fact that this was my first Animal Crossing game. And I've heard from a few people on and off about how good the franchise was. And that it's basically this sort of create your own town simulator in some sense, where you are dealing with resources, doing this and that to improve the community that you are, in a sense, supporting. And that's the basic gist of this particular game. You are on an island and you are basically collecting resources and improving the look as well as the livability, and making it more and more of a nicer place for people to come and live, even to visit. That's the basic end goal, is you creating this quote-unquote island paradise for people to enjoy. There was a lot of things that I was actually really intrigued with, especially with the ways that you can earn money. Though near the end game, I thought it was kind of funny because one of the basic things that you have to do is do evaluations of the island, and I got worried because near the end of the game, for those who have seen my Let's Plays, you guys know that I created this huge orchard for the characters to pick from, or at least my character to pick from. And what ended up happening was I got a couple of times Isabel telling me that there were too many trees. So I had to find a way to reduce the amount of trees. But above all, I love the character designs, and again, this is coming from a first time perspective of the game or the franchise. This in of itself was actually, I love the character designs. They were really intriguing, or actually not really. I don't know if I can call it intriguing. They were adorable. They were downright adorable, with all the character designs. And something I found out like early on, because before recording my Let's Plays, I kind of played around with another profile that I created. And as you play the game, it's not a preset group of islanders that inhabit the island with you. It is randomized. You'll have different characters to start with every time you play. Now, another thing, too, and I will say, I don't know if you can count it as an issue or just something that is kind of, thought-provoking when it comes to the game. This game revolves around time spent, and what I mean by that is this game goes by real time. So basically, if somebody tells you that something is going to get done like tomorrow or a week, like stuff that you're working on, then sure enough, those materials, the buildings, whatever, will be done within a week or a day or whatever. And at this point, a lot of people, for those who've seen my Let's Plays as well as other Let's Plays, a lot of people went to exploiting the time system for the Switch to make it go either faster. You can't go backwards, otherwise you would lose progress, but to go forward through time to try to get things done a lot more efficiently. Which again, with recording Let's Plays, is something that I myself did. So it was, to an extent, useful to say the least. Now, one thing's for sure, and I think Dell from Angry Joe said it best. At times you feel like you'll be under a mob boss with the way Tom Nook kind of tries to get you to be under his thumb with house loans and all these other stuff that you have to deal with. I periodically was trying to make as much money as I could so I can constantly improve my home. And as soon as I was finished with the payment, I then proceeded to be talked to by Tom Nook, trying to con me into another type of situation that I have to deal with when it comes to my house. Which was, I think, to some extent obnoxious to say the least, especially with how much the upgrades were getting as we were going along. not only can you build houses, but you can also build various other things like incline or like ramps or bridges that you can use to cross water, because some point in the game you will get a pole that you can use to cross rivers, but it's very useful to build a bridge, but that costs money, so you have to go through the proper channels in order to deal with that. Crafting in of itself was actually a really interesting tool to use to either gain tools or a variety of different things that you can use to improve the island, which is one of the things that you will have to use in order to set up homes for future residents of this particular island that you create. I will say that if there's one thing about this game that I really did enjoy was my progression through it, and just the overall, like, I started off with this island, this barren island, and slowly but surely I was improving it, making it better, finding a way to, I guess, mass produce fruit for my inhabitants, which was really great. Again, watch my Let's Plays if you guys want to see the orchard that I built or cultivated. But all in all, it was, I will say, between either like an RPG, a fantasy game, a shooter, this was a nice change of pace. This was a very simple and very slow game, and I will say I enjoyed every little bit of it. Although first going in, when I found out about the real-time thing, it was to some extent a nuisance, but when I found out about, basically fast forwarding through time with the clock used for the Switch, it made things a lot easier. I will say with this particular game, it's not good as a game where it's a slow burn. If anything, especially with someone in my case, it's nice. It would be better off, anyways, if it was an option that you could create where you can go into the game instead of having to change the clock every so often. Maybe instead, like, let's say if your character goes to sleep, you could set a time or how many days your character's sleeping. That, I think personally, that would make a lot more sense. But this is the way it was set up, and unfortunately we have to deal with it. But all in all, just the bottom line, this was a good game. I recommend it. If you guys have a Switch, go get it. It's an awesome game. Hello everyone, thank you for stopping by to check out this video. If you guys can, please leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, as well as follow us on social media. Links are in the description. Check out gaming content from MJ, Aden, and Magi, as well as our daily content on the YouTube channel. Follow us on our podcast, which is 6 p.m. Pacific time on Sundays. From everybody of Novakast, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you in the next video.